All right, good morning, everyone. Hope you are all doing well on this New Year's Day. Time is 7:56. Taking a look outside at our sky cam and dim it, you can see pretty calm and dry conditions this morning, but what you will notice are those high clouds there in the background. That'll kind of be the main feature throughout much of the day today. Taking a look outside here in Bushland, as well as our current conditions, you can see that beautiful fiery sunrise there off to the right hand side. But here in Amarillo, temperature is 42 degrees. We're on the rise. Winds coming in from the north northwest at 6 miles an hour, and our dew point is at 17. A closer look at some of these temperatures around the Panhandle: 46 in Clayton, 34 in Hereford, 32 in Borger, and 40 in Clarendon at this point in time. A wider look around the nation, you could just see just how cold it is. In fact, Amarillo's sitting warmer than Houston, nearly as warm as New Orleans, and we're nearly 10 degrees warmer than Jacksonville, Florida. So that cold air really wedged into the eastern half of the United States, where it's 7 degrees in Minneapolis, 12 degrees in Buffalo, and 24 in New York, and clearly feeling colder than that when you factor in their winds. Radar and water vapor imagery showing pretty dry conditions over the eastern two-thirds of the country. Some snow making its way through portions of Minneapolis at this point in time. But then you look to your west, and then that's that big old comma shaped system here. Just to zoom in, I mean, this is just a magnificent feature showing just how deep that storm is, or the deepening, the strengthening rather, of this storm as it barrels toward the California coast. Um, Bringing heavy rain all up and down portions from the Bay Area, San Francisco, San Jose, Sacramento, and all the way down portions of Central California into Bakersfield, Los Angeles. So all of that rain, heavy rain, flooding rain, is making its way to eastern through California. However, what's of interest to us is kind of this tail end portion of it, that's bringing moisture, some snow, wintry mixes to portions of the desert Southwest. But closer to home, you can see it's throwing some clouds in our direction. That's what we were seeing in the image when we were taking a look at Dimmitt. Some of those clouds. These will continue to fill in throughout the day. But taking a look at your yard work forecast, temperatures are on the rise, but those overcast conditions likely going to build as we head into this afternoon as temperatures rise and poised to hit 60 degrees around lunchtime. Running through our model, pretty quiet throughout the day, cloud cover filtering in. We are watching this surface low pressure system making its way through the area. Now, the model's indicating some rain. Let's break this down because some of this I really don't believe will make it to the ground. However, can't rule out a few light showers possibly making it to the ground for areas east, north, and east, uh, Thursday into Friday. Um, as a result, most of this will actually be won't make it to the ground. So likely Virga is something that we'll deal with, where it's actually precipitating from the clouds but not making it to the ground due to dry air. That's something I believe will be the case as we take a look at Friday. Heading into the morning on Friday, we continue to see our temperatures on the cooler side and then warming up generously later in the afternoon. You can see the model producing another, oh my goodness, and an other batch. I don't know. It's July. It's January 1st. My apologies. We see this new batch of moisture working its way into the Panhandles region. I do think that'll also be a similar situation where most of that doesn't make it to the ground, but again, it can't be entirely ruled out. Heading into Saturday, a chilly start to begin your day. The main theme for today, again, along with the winds, will be those breezier conditions, especially for areas south and west. That's going to lead to elevated fire concerns, so you want to make sure that you are practicing good safety habits during this time, obeying any burn bans that may be in place. Our next weather maker, high pressure, is dominating for at least the first 7 days of the month of January as we kick off 2026. However, all eyes do turn toward the West Coast as we do get a strong and deep trough to dig in through portions of the West Coast. Now, this is of interest because models have hinted at uh, this specific disturbance making its way into the Southern Plains, into the Panhandles region, And if that's the case, it could bring some much needed moisture along with it. So that's why we'll be keeping our eye on that, especially during the second week of January. In fact, you could see from the precipitation outlook during January 6th to the 10th, we have a 40% chance of above normal precipitation, and that runs from the southwest, oh goodness, Southern California, all the way into the southwest corners, and then through a good chunk of the United States actually being above normal in terms of its precipitation. However, it may not come in the form of snow. It will likely come in the form of rain if something does occur. That's because we have a 70% chance of above normal temperatures coinciding with that elevated risk for, well, a 40% chance of above normal precipitation. So, with all that in mind, here's your 7 day tracker. Doesn't look like we'll get rain in here during this week. However, sunny and dry conditions continue as we ring in the new year today. Clouds increasing throughout the day. We get a break over the weekend, sunshine, warming up, feeling more like summer. However, Sunday into Monday could be watching for some breezier conditions picking up as temperatures remain quite warm for this time of year. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your New Year's Day as we kick off